Hey there, everybody. I wanted to just do an overview of Advanced Heroquest, the enhanced second edition book that was put out by Dieter De Geyter. And this is based off of the work, the enhanced Advanced Heroquest PDF that was put out by a fellow, I believe you pronounce his name Gunsard. And this is sort of a reimagining, a reworking of that piece with some different components in it and a little bit of a change. But for the most part, it is that sort of reimagined and maybe made a little bit easier to digest. So Dieter has put together the rule book, which is here, right? A book of all the adventures. And so this runs through all of the adventures and some of the White Dwarf adventures all compiled into one, right? And then I took the liberty of sort of creating this bestiary out of the adventure book. I'll talk about that in a second. And then a little cheat sheet here. And there's just a lot of information. And so I got these files from the Advanced Heroquest Facebook group. And I will link it in the description of the little chat here. But just wanted to share this because I'm super excited about it, and it has motivated me to look into now creating another Advanced Heroquest set. And but this time, with the success of my broadsword build, I really want to make a smaller one, right, about 15 millimeters or so, and have already sort of gotten a jump on that just a wee bit. So more to that to come. I'm sure you'll be seeing that. But let's just take a look here and see what we've got. So this is the rule book. This is based on the original rules that have also had the Terror in the Dark rules here and some White Dwarf pieces input, but we'll just take a look. So there's table of contents in here, and which talks about starting the game, exploration. It's laid out really well. Ranged combat magic, how it all works, the game master, right? Hazards between expeditions, henchmen. That was a piece that was only available once Terror in the Dark came out, and solo Heroquest. We've got some rules in there for that, and here we go. GM's reference. Player's reference, and then of course the two adventures that came in the book that Gunsard put out, Tomorrow's Bane, right? Shattered Amulet, which were in the main Advanced Heroquest rule books. And here we are, the old world. Starting off with that, we talk here a little bit about components. So if you're thinking about putting together your own set, this is a great place to come and kind of see what is sort of necessary in order to kind of get started here, right? Some nice verbiage in here and sort of backstory, how to play Heroquest, what it's all about. You will die a lot. Here we go, the heroes, very well explained and laid out. Dieter's character sheets are just fantastic. Really like to just kind of look at these things and see how they're all laid out here, and it just makes playing the game that much more fun. Here we go, starting the game, how it's laid out, the hero phase, and a little explanation about what the heroes do, right? Secret doors, hidden treasure, you're rolling for things, exploration, and some great sort of verbiage in here on what that is all about right now, creating the dungeon. And here's all of our tables. I feel like the Advanced Heroquest dungeon generation piece is probably the best I have seen in any dungeon crawler, past, present, or future. It is just amazing. So these are the tables that put all of this stuff together for you here. Previously entered rooms. So this is an alternate dungeon generation system. And the thing I like about this is that with the normal generation piece, right, you could be generating your dungeon and it might take you a while. You're trying to get to the into the quest rooms, right, up here. But if you don't roll an 11 or a 12 on the room type, up here, then, it could be a very long time before you actually see the quest room, right? So this is going to sort of augment that with pluses and minuses based on how many rooms you've entered. It makes then going into that quest room a lot more easier, right? And having a chance for that to pop up. I like that Dieter has used his own tile aesthetic in here. It really ties everything together well. All the special tiles have special meanings and have different things in here. So as you are generating your quest rooms, you can say, well, what kind of quest room is it? And then sort of go down through here, roll the dice to see which one of these it's going to be, and then how that's going to be sort of populated and what the effect of it is in your dungeon. So just brilliant piece of dungeon generation there. Room furnishings, and then here is an amazing piece on using some of that Heroquest furniture, right, or augmenting it with different sort of furniture pieces. Here we go. So getting into combat, I'm not going to really go over the rules too much, I'll let you discover all of that. But we're talking about, you have death zones, and you're rolling against a target number, and then you roll against their toughness. If you think you've hit, you may not have done any damage. So it's just another brilliant aspect of Advanced Heroquest. Just one of my faves. Hand-to-hand combat, ranged combat, magic, fate, and death. Our heroes have the ability to use fate points to alter a die roll, right? So if they maybe really fluffed a roll, or they are on their last health and they were going to die, use a fate point, change the roll, change the outcome, is what that is all about. And you have a chance to earn more fate points as you adventure. And then casting spells, all the rules about spells, everything you need to know about that. And then tremors in the warp. Magic in Advanced Heroquest is very powerful, and it will clear a room in a hurry. The problem is you don't get that many spells, right? And components are a thing, and they cost money. So I really like that aspect. But if you push the envelope and you try to cast spells when you are sort of running down and low on power, you're going to create a tremor in the warp. And then here you have an opportunity of causing yourself damage. The wizard is killed outright. So crazy to mess with that stuff if you're not tuned in to your intelligence and your magic abilities. And then here we have all of the spell books: Light, Jade, Amethyst, Runes, Book of Runes. So these are all things that have kind of been added here to Dieter's version. The Game Master is, if you're not being the Game Master, it says you should stop reading here. But this is all about what the Game Master does, right? And all of the tools that they have, and they use tokens, dungeon counters to sort of run the dungeon with. And then here we've got character monsters. So you might see Canker, Claw, Darkheart from Tomorrow's Bane, and he might come in and you might have a exposure to him, and then he might disappear and come back later. So it's really kind of a cool thing. Here we got hazard rooms for our dungeon generation, right? Crates, what's in the different things, kind of different monsters you're finding, slimes, traps, spiked logs, treasure, and then here's all of the treasure pieces. And this is another thing that was augmented by the Terror in the Dark rules, added in here, and then magic treasure. So it added a nice big magic section into the book. And as we get down now, between expeditions, another great piece by the Terror in the Dark book that was added in here. And that is really a book that should have been added to the main rule book from the get-go, right? And we always talk about, oh, this game should have had this expansion when it released. Well, that is definitely true of the Terror in the Dark expansion. So here we have all of that, rules on henchmen as well. And character sheets in here too. You can definitely laminate these and use these, are fantastic. Quest generator, so how to just create a random quest, or even a co-op quest or quest that you're going to run. Plot generator, dungeon monsters, what kind of a matrix are you going to be using? Rescue quest tables. So just gives you all the tools you need to sort of put an adventure together, race against time. So then it goes through here, it's going to explain each one of those. Now we're talking about monsters and their abilities. Originally, Advanced Heroquest only came out with the Skaven monster set, and the Terror in the Dark book came out, and it started to include the other monsters, orcs and goblins, undead, chaos. And so here's all information about those guys, beastmen, various monsters there, and then the matrices. This is a really cool aspect of Advanced Heroquest. So as you are running a dungeon, you can theme it, right? So what type of a dungeon are you running? Is it Skaven? Is it orcs? Is it undead? Is it chaos, right? beastmen, or is it a mix? My personal favorite. I like to get a little bit of everything in there, but but you can really theme out those adventures with that, right? And now we're getting into creating heroes. And then once again, Dieter had used some great flair in here with the aesthetic of this book to put some pictures in here of the characters and what they might look like, and then how they're all built out, right? Here we have hand-to-hand combat rules for them, how you figure that out, black powder weapons, how to include those rules into your book, and then heroic abilities. So everything that makes us the hero. And then using Heroquest, right? Incorporating your main Heroquest into the game. Just really well done. Solo Advanced Heroquest. So this is just another way for you to kind of run your adventure and to kind of look at, well, let's just try this piece out and I can try it solo. And then maybe I can put this together and do a co-op, or I can run this with my group, whatever you want to do. But I primarily use the solo methods here when I play, and just love it. Tomorrow's Bane, one of my favorite adventures, is in here, and then Shattered Amulet. Here we go. So you get a couple of adventures in this book to get you going. And that is kind of an overview of the rules. There's a lot in there, my friends, and highly recommend checking that out. The Book of Adventures, I'm going to just kind of go through this a little bit quicker. This is the adventure book that has all of the adventures that are pretty much available for Advanced Heroquest, right? And Dieter has put together amazing, I'm stumbling over my words because I'm just blown away at the world travel piece. Many moons ago, I was working with a map, putting together a map with Floris Verhoege. I believe I've slaughtered his name, but Floris and I conspired to kind of put this map together. Dieter came along and really helped us out, and again, kind of cinched this up, and the aesthetic is just beautiful. And it just kind of goes through and it gives all of the different adventures numbers right now. And so that is just really cool. So it kind of ties it all together. All of the campaigns now are tied together in one massive campaign, which is just fantastic. And then here we have events for when you're traveling across the land, like a hex crawl type of a situation. And then you get into all of the adventures in here. And so at the back of the adventure book, you could, by the way, and there's been some discussion about, well, each one of these adventures could be their own little thing. You could just print out each one, right, and then create a little booklet like that, and a little booklet for this one, and just have all these little individual books, which could be cool. I kind of like the compendium, having it all together. I think that makes sense, and especially as you're working through the adventures, I really like that idea. And then Tomorrow's Bane and Shattered Amulet are also in here too. So all the adventures, everything is complete. Well, the one thing that I did is that the bestiary, this piece here, is located at the back of the book. I decided to go ahead and print that off separately, and so that I can just have all of my characters' monster cards out here, right? And as I'm having those adventures, and so I don't have to close the book or keep flipping back and forth to refer to it. So went ahead and pulled that out and created that. Took the liberty of creating a player's reference sheet and a GM's reference sheet, and then just wanted to share one last thing. Whew. The character cards. So the link that I'm going to share, Dieter has posted a whole bunch of his work on his enhancements for Advanced Heroquest, and it is just fantastic stuff. And so these will be double-sided and glued together. I'll probably laminate those as well so they can be dry erase. And then there are, 12, 13 different characters in here, and a couple of other reference guides, right? Hand-to-hand weapons, black powder weapons, etc. So some really cool things. I just wanted to really take the time and share Dieter's hard work here. This stuff has just been fabulous, and man, it is well worth it. And you know what? You can download it all for free. It's not going to be free to print, perhaps, but there you go. Love to hear what you think about it. If you've been playing Advanced Heroquest, if you have this, what's your favorite thing about it? Talk to y'all later.